Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back to the Cabral Concept. I'm happy that you joined me here today on this Motivation and Mindset Monday, where I'm really looking forward to getting into the top 10 things that you can do to set yourself up to succeed. No matter what the goal, what you're looking to achieve in life, you can do that by simply doing a lot of the small things right. Too often we get caught up in what are the silver bullets that we can do? What are the tricks? What are the hacks? How can we cheat the system? But much of the time, success, especially long-term success, stems from doing the little things right on a daily basis. Not once a week, not every couple of months, but what can you do on a daily basis that eventually add up? Oftentimes, they seem small. They seem a little bit mundane, but over time, you'll notice that most people don't keep up with them. And since most people don't keep up with them, they're not getting the results that they would like. They're not getting those extraordinary results that we refer to as extraordinary. Well, they're only extraordinary results because you have to do extraordinary things. And extraordinary things aren't necessarily more difficult. They're just out of the ordinary, meaning like the typical person is not willing to do those specific things. Again, to me, I look at it this way. It's okay that most people aren't willing to do those things. If they want to change their life, then we have to do them and you need to do them. What I do is I don't go out there. People ask me all the time, like, you should speak to this person. You should do this. No. That's not my job. My job is to get the information out there. I try to resonate at a certain level so that those people that are resonating close to it or at that level or wherever might be around it, they start to hear the message and they start to say, okay, here's one more step I can take. Here's one more thing maybe I didn't know about, and I can begin to move forward. So what I'm looking to do today is I know that you're ready to take that next step. My goal for you is to teach you a lot of things that you may already be doing, or maybe you just forgot about, but how to take that then to the next level. Because if you're listening to this show right now, there's no doubt in my mind you already have the mindset in order to succeed. Now, that might be success in transforming your body, transforming your health and wellness, working on anti-aging, working on relationships, working on your spirituality, working on your career. Any one of those things you can take to that next level. And as I've said it before, oftentimes we're doing great in one or two, maybe three areas of our life, but one or two of those areas have fallen a little bit before or a little bit down by the wayside. So I've noticed this. I've noticed this with a lot of people is that they high achievers in certain areas are oftentimes all in that area, and they've let a few things go. Many of the people I work with, many successful business owners or CEOs, etc., very successful, maybe financially, career-wise, but they've let their body go. Or they've worked out, they continue to work out at the detriment of sleep, and they continue to do well in their career, but now their health is starting to suffer. They have adrenal-based issues, or HPA axis-based issues. They have mental health-based issues. They suffer from high blood pressure or high cholesterol, any number of things that maybe you don't even see. So what I'm talking about is really being self-aware, really looking at your life, beginning to find more balance, but really, first, achieve. Get out there. At the same time, achieve what it is that you want. So many people out there looking to transform their health, to achieve something that maybe they haven't had in a decade or two. Well, you can do that the same exact way. Yes, you need the protocol. Yes, you need maybe the lab test to find out exactly what's wrong. What are your deficiencies? What are your toxicities? But once you get those, what are you going to do? How are you going to implement it? Because it's a daily thing. It's not a weekly thing. You can't transform anything in your life really worthwhile without putting in that daily work. And it does not have to be long. It does not have to be arduous. It doesn't have to take up a ton of your time, but you still have to stay focused on it. And that's what I want to go through today. So let's dive right into the show. I'm going to give you 10 of my top tips really for creating success in any area of your life, but it's the daily. It's that slight edge, which I'm going to be talking about. That's one of the numbers. And I talked about many, many years ago. Sometimes the only advantage you could ever have in a career or trying to get a little bit healthier when you've already been doing so many things is just that little bit extra. But it's that little bit extra, sometimes just the 1% extra that you do on a daily basis that adds up over time, and it equals exactly the life that you've been looking for. Let's get right into this. So the first one is this. It's simply showing up. It's showing up for whatever it is you want. Now, again, a lot of these might seem super simple, but here's the thing. If you want to get well and you haven't sought out, you haven't shown up for an appointment with a acupuncturist, a chiropractor, a personal trainer, a health coach, a doctor, etc., you're most likely not going to get those answers. I know that you want the answers, but you need to get some data first. You need to get a blueprint. You can run an online at-home lab test. You can absolutely do that. Or you can meet with a practitioner, but you need to show up. And when you show up, be there, be present, be on time, be focused, listen, keep an open mind. Too many of us, they're just hyper-focused on one particular diet, one particular herb, one particular whatever it is. Stay open to it, keep an open mind, be there, show up. It's a huge part of this. Again, like career-wise, people are like, I really want a better career. Have you done any additional continuing education? Have you gone to any seminars? Have you done a certification? Have you gone back to school? Have you even applied for another job? Because if you haven't gotten out there. You haven't shown up. You have to show up. Number 2 is this. When you go after something, go after it with your whole body. Just don't say, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. Get out there, great posture. Open the body up, breathe, expand the chest, be open to it. Go into it with the entire body. Don't go into it like with one big toe, dipping your toe into the water, right? Dipping your toe into the water, just say, oh, is it too hot? Is it too cold? No. A lot of the times you need to say, this is uncomfortable. I've never done this before. I've never reached out to a coach. I've never reached out to a practitioner. I've never gone to a seminar. Sometimes you just have to, as they say, pull off that proverbial Band-Aid or dive into that pool head first, right? You know what you're getting into. You just haven't done it before. You're not comfortable. Get out there. Get after it. That's the biggest thing right now is just like it's taking that first step. You have no idea what the second step will be. Nobody does. If you've never been to a seminar before, you don't know how it could change your world. I didn't. I can't even remember the first seminar that I went to. I was probably very overwhelmed. I probably didn't want to spend the money. I would probably think that I was going to be, the dumbest person there, whatever it might be. But you keep yourself open to it. And you always just say, if I need to, I can always go back to this life. I know what this life is, but there has to be more out there. Let me go for it. Let me go after it. Let me try it. Number 3 is this. When you do try, when you do get out there going after your goals, body transformation, wellness, relationships, spirituality, career, whatever it is, whatever goal you set, make a true effort. Don't say, well, I'm going to give this part a shot. People ask me all the time, not truly all the time, but can I just do something like your detox? And I say, I don't know. I don't know if it will work. I don't know. But here's all the nutrients. If you copy those and you do it the same exact way, yeah, probably will. But if you're going to put in that type of effort, just do it right in the first place. Like that's the biggest thing. Or I want to do the Candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol because I tested positive for SIBO and Candida, but I really don't want to give up and just name the food, whatever. I don't want to give up apples. Okay, I don't want to give up apples for the 4 weeks. Now, granted, you can eat, there's more than 24 other fruit, but you don't want to give up apples. Okay, make an effort. It's 4 weeks out of your life. You can do that. You can absolutely do it. People say, I want to move ahead in my career, but I don't really want to take the nights out that I'd have to study for a certification because I'm already working from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock every day. I don't really want to study from 7 to 9. That's what we call it, an extraordinary effort, right? It's an extraordinary effort because ordinarily, most ordinary people, when they're done at 5 o'clock, they're done at 5 o'clock. That's it. That is it. Sit down on the couch, have some food, watch some TV, relax, take it easy, right? But that's the thing. It's an extraordinary effort to get an extraordinary result. And so if you're going to go after whatever it is, meditation, right? You're going to have to find a time outside of the day, and it will take a little bit more work. A massive amount more? No. But a little bit more? Yes, it will. That's that extraordinary effort. And by doing that, you're setting yourself apart, but you're also reinforcing in your mind, you're the type of person that makes an extraordinary effort. And people that make an extraordinary effort get eventually extraordinary results. And if you're after that extraordinary life, that's what you're going to have to do. But I'll tell you right now, it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it if that is a goal of yours. The next one is this. Number 4, you have to be coachable. You have to be someone that is open to trying things differently. If you already have your mind made up, if you're already too cool for school, and if you're already the smartest person in the room, very unlikely you're going to get too much further ahead. From personal experience, I say the same thing. Before, I would seek out trying to be the best out there. Right now, what I'm trying to do is surround myself with people with more knowledge in other areas that I don't have. So when it comes to things like, how do we take a practice that I've had for many, many years in Boston, Massachusetts, and doing 20,000 appointments a year, how do we get to reaching 20,000 plus people per day on the podcast? And we've done that. Reached out to other people. How do I get this message out to more people? And we'll talk about that, number 10, how we did that as well. But also, taking a practice that was in Boston, how do I now reach people with online labs all over the world when it's never been done before? I don't have the knowledge to figure that out. It is not my specialty. I read research. I read books. I consume information. I take that, put that into practice, and then I'm teaching it to others of what really works in the real world. That's what I do. I create formulations based on research, the best research, and also real world results, not just the research, but actually what works in the real world. But I don't know how to get these. We're now able to get items into Australia within 3 to 4 days. They're only held in customs for a day, and they get to people's doorstep within 5 to 7 days. I mean, it's unbelievable. And to my knowledge, we're the only company able and willing to ship online functional medicine labs to 19 different countries all over the world. We were not doing that before the last year, simply because I didn't know how. So what did I do? I hired one of the best logistics people out there that has connections internationally all over the world. They created specialized coding with the Australian government to make sure that we get all these products in, to do it at a less expensive price. That's how we did it. I hired and looked for the best people out there. So what I want you to do, though, you may not hire anybody. You might be reading a book. You might be doing an online workout. But you have to keep yourself open to doing things in a new way. Because I only know one way. I know the way that I've been doing it. And yes, in terms of health, I've integrated from all different parts. But when I go into a new thing that I haven't achieved that goal yet of, how do I get these things to everyone all over the world? I don't know how to do that. So I had to be coachable. I had to be open to trying things differently, doing things differently, and sometimes taking a little step back. And that's what we did. We had to say, listen, we can do this better. We know we can. Let us figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Be patient. The fifth one is this. Go at things with a positive, high energy mindset. And maybe you're saying to yourself right now, but I don't have energy. One of the things that I'm trying to achieve as a goal is to have more purpose, have more passion in life, have more energy. I say this, bring the energy that you don't have to whatever it is that you're excited about. If you are excited about the new career, if you're excited about transforming your body, if you're excited about getting into a new relationship, bring that to the endeavors that are going to get you that end result. Feel what it would be like to have that thing that you desire. Feel that. Let that excitement run through you, and I guarantee you it will lift your spirits and your energy. Do that while you're doing the task. Put your energy into it. You will feel that energy literally radiate and resonate through every cell in your body. When I do a podcast, no matter how tired I was before or stressed or whatever might be going on, a million things going on, right? I sit down, I'm single focused on that one thing, speaking into this microphone, making sure that I deliver on a promise I made many years ago, that if I ever figured out the answer, if I ever figured out my answer of how to heal myself, that I would then share that with others. I would teach it to others. And that's why part of our slogan with Integrative Health Practitioner course and certification is heal yourself, heal others. Heal yourself first. Do this for yourself. Own this body and life of yours. Achieve success. It doesn't mean anything in particular. It means what you believe it is. And then share how you did it with someone else. That's what that's what I believe life is all about. It's lifting others up. Lift yourself up first, get to higher grounds, lift others back up behind you. That's what it's all about. It really is. That will bring you genuine happiness. Next one is this, number 6. This is the slight edge. The slight edge I did over 3 years ago now on the Cabral concept, one of the first shows. I listened to this audio CD package many years ago. And it was called The Slight Edge. You can look it up. I don't know if it still exists. And it was maybe like 6 CDs or so. The message was this: there's not a lot that you need to figure out in life. There's not a lot of extras that you need to do. You need a general foundation and a general blueprint for whatever it is that you want to achieve. And then after that, it's doing the little extras. Going, not the extra mile, the extra 100 yards a day. Because over time, that's what adds up. It's doing just a little bit more than someone else in your position wouldn't do, which is what's going to separate you from them. Not in a bad way, but simply in the way that it allows you to achieve the things that are not just ordinary in life. And again, if you want what's typically out there for people, whatever that is, and it means something different for everyone else, there's no problem with that. There's never any judgment on my part. What I'm trying to do is lift up those who want to go that extra 100 yards, who want to do a little bit more, who feel like they have more to give, and who want to achieve a little bit more in their life. Whether it be, again, body transformation, it be in their own health and wellness and anti-aging, or relationships or spirituality or their career. By going that little bit extra every single day. By waking up that 20 minutes extra. So you have a little time to yourself to do a little bit of reading. That's the slight edge. So when I tell people and I teach people my method that I've taught for many years now of how to read a book a month for those people that aren't reading right now, what do I say to do? What do you need to do? You need to read 10 pages a day. That's it. 10 pages a day. You might say, well, that's nothing. Maybe, maybe not. Are you reading a book a month right now? Because if you're not, certainly not nothing. 10 pages a day will allow you to read 300 pages a month. An average book is, somewhere around 250 pages? You will read a book a month. If you read a book a month on a topic, by the end of that year, I can guarantee you, you will know more than 99.99% of the population on that topic. If you want to be an expert in something, you will double that pace. And you read all 12 of those books in 6 months. If it's on a very niche topic, I can guarantee you, you will be one of the experts in that space. Will you be the best of the best? Not yet, because you don't have enough experience. You need to get out there, you need to do. But that's the start. And that's only 10 pages a day. What have I taught before on that? Even if you're a slow reader, 3 minutes a page, like I used to be. You read 3 pages in the morning, right? 10 minutes, wake up 10 minutes earlier. 10 minutes at lunch, which is 3 more pages. And another 3-4 pages before bed, another 10 minutes. What's that take you? 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, 10 total pages. You read a book a month. If you haven't started using this yet, It's foundational. It really is. Because think about it. You can spend 30 minutes a day, 10 minutes upon waking, or 10 minutes after you get ready for the morning. You're in that right mindset. Sit down with your tea, your smoothie, your coffee, whatever you're into, and begin your study. 10 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes at the end of the day. That's 30 minutes a day. You might say, but I need an hour a day. Sure. But if you're not doing an hour a day now, 30 minutes is much better. Because when you look at 30 minutes a day, what are you looking at for the week? Well, you're looking at 210 minutes, right? So if we're looking at 30 and we multiply that by 7, we have 210 minutes. What if we were to divide that in terms of hours? You just put in 3.5 hours a week. What if we do that over 52 weeks in the year? 182 hours. 182 hours focused on whatever that one thing is. That's probably enough to finish a certification in something, to find out more about reading on relationships, finding the perfect relationship, how to improve your relationship, improve your body. 30 minutes a day might not even be reading. I mean, I suggest that, but maybe you spend that 30 minutes a day on exercise. Bodyweight exercises right at home. Sprinting in place, mountain climbers, whatever it is that you need to do. You do that, you're going to be light years ahead. The next one is this: having a positive outlook. Things may be and look very negative for you right now. They might. But here's the thing. You have to have the faith and the hope that the future can be brighter, that things can be better for you. Because if you don't have that mindset, I'm almost guaranteeing you will get more of the same. But if you get into shift and not kid yourself, you can still say, listen, things aren't good right now. I'm not that happy. Things don't seem to be going my way. But going back to my favorite mantra, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. You don't have to say about what. That's the magic of it. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. The future is going to be bright for me. I'm going to begin moving forward. And then what you do is you look for those moments that you are moving forward and say, see, look. And I do that with every single person that I may work with, my team works with, that is coming from a really dark place and a really bad place. Because you say, see, you're not where you want to be, but look how much further you've come in 12 weeks. So you build off of those wins. Go back and listen to those previous Mindset and Motivation Mondays. I talk about building off of those wins. The next one is this. Number 8 is this. When you move forward, if you've taken the time to read, if you've taken the time to meet with your coach or doctor or practitioner or whatever it might be, is be a student of the game. Be prepared. When you're reading, don't just read for the sake of reading. Absorb it. Soak it in. Take notes. See how you can apply it in your own life. Stay prepared. Be ready to meet opportunity when it comes to you. Because you're not making these extraordinary efforts for nothing. You are making the effort to get lucky, as they say. Well, lucky, as far as I've seen, is putting in the work day in and day out, being prepared, and then waiting for that opportunity that probably came as a result of all of those actions every single day. And when they came, now you're prepared because you've been putting in the work. You've focused on your mindset. Remember, the action and the work reinforces in your mindset that you're deserving. If you don't do the work, most people at a subconscious level don't feel deserving of it. Maybe they should, but that's a topic for another Mindset and Motivation Monday. But most people, they need to do the work to feel deserving of the thing. So do the work. Be prepared then to capitalize on the opportunity. And when I say capitalize, I mean that in a good way. You've earned it. You've worked for it. Go after it. Finish strong. Number 9 is this. Whatever you do, you have to do it with a feeling of purpose and passion. Do not go after a goal if it does not have meaning to you. Because I want to save you some time. If the why is not great enough, if you do not have a big enough why, you will not be able to overcome the obstacles that will inevitably show up in your life, testing you to see if you are ready to take your life to the next level. You will be tested. Everyone I know who's achieved anything worthwhile was tested along the way. Who knows if that's part of life? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But what I do know is you'll be tested. And that's not a bad thing. I don't look at that as a negative at all. I look at it as good. I'm ready for it. I'm prepared. I'm making the effort. I will overcome it. And if I trip up and fall, it doesn't mean I'm out of the game. I've got to get back up. I've got to learn from it. Remember that mantra I just talked about a few weeks? You either win or you learn, right? You win or you learn. So if you hit the obstacle, you did fall down. Some people call it failure. I couldn't call it failure. Failure is when you give up. But you learn from that and you say, okay, yeah, that wasn't the way to do it. So you try it again. Maybe you fail then too. Okay, that wasn't the way to do it. I tell people this. Honestly, there's like a half a dozen ways to do most things, right? A half a dozen things that it could be. And you need to work through those. Like for blood pressure and high cholesterol, there's about a half a dozen things each that it could be. So let's say we have to move through all of those. Well, good. 3 down, 3 more to go. That's the most it could be. And that's the way to look at it. So you need to go after things, though, with a real passion. And here's why. It has to mean something to you. Because when you get knocked down, do you stop? Do you get back up or not? So for me, I relapsed many, many times. I didn't have my answers. It wasn't even process of elimination because I didn't know what I was eliminating. I didn't know what I was going after, but I was throwing a lot against the wall. I was trying to figure out what would stick. But the problem was I didn't have a lot of direction. So I was doing a bunch of things. Sometimes I was starting to get well, but I was doing too many things at the same time. So I didn't know what was getting me well. And then I would start to not feel well. And I said, oh, well, was this? What was it? I didn't have a real plan. But what I always had, and even though I was in some dark places at times, and I did relapse, and that relapse would last quite some time, month, 2 months, is that for whatever it is, and maybe I'll never know why, maybe it's just, part of one of those mysteries of life, is that I always decided to get back up. I always decided to use the stubbornness that I really grew up with, that I was, stubborn kid, and I just said, this isn't going to happen. This isn't going to be my life. And I will continue to fight for as long as I have to in order to get well. And you have to have that same passion as well. If it means enough to you, you need to bring it. You need to have that energy. You need to have that drive. And it's hard, right? It's hard because you're doing this every day and you're not always seeing the results, which brings me to number 10. There's nothing more important than perseverance. Nothing. There isn't anything. It's not intelligence, IQ, the way that your body is built, your dosha, anything. None of that matters if you have persistence. I tell people this all the time. Sometimes you just need to survive the state that you're in right now because nothing lasts. It does not last. Like whatever hardship you're in right now, whether it's an argument, a bad place in terms of your health, or gaining weight, can't lose weight, you will turn the table. You will. It's only a matter of time. So sometimes just say, you know what? I just got to get to bed early. The day is over. I say that every once in a while. Every once in a while I have a bad day. And I say, you know what? I've had many of these before. But now I know. I'm just going to bed early. I'm going to wake up. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to have a new mindset. Because today, not a great day. Go to bed. Tomorrow, back up, ready to get back after it. It is all about perseverance. And it's something that you build. I didn't have this mindset 20 years ago. Absolutely not. I built it over time. And by any means, I'm not saying I'm up here on this pedestal. There are people, stronger mindset, stronger whatever. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. I have nobody to compare myself to. Those days are over. That game is over. What I'm looking to do in my own life for any goals that I have is simply be persistent. I know now, because of all the different hardships, all the different obstacles I've overcome, that success, honestly, it's a given. It really is. It is a given as long as you're not willing to give up on it. You need to set your sights on things that mean a lot to you. Don't make up arbitrary goals that don't really mean a lot to you. First, find your why. Why are you doing this? Then begin to work towards that goal every day. Not a lot, just a little bit. Every single day, move forward towards your goal. Don't ever give up when you hit those obstacles. That's it, because you will. You will. But I'll tell you this. The obstacles, I believe, are set there. They're putting you away in order for you to have to learn more And as you learn more, you grow. And then you truly become deserving of whatever it is that you desire, whatever goal that you did set for yourself. And much of the time, it's simply sticking it out. I love the drawing. I put it inside of my book, The Rain Barrel Effect. And it's two people digging this underground tunnel. And one person was still digging away. The other person gave up about 6 inches away from hitting that big mountain of diamonds, right? That just represents their goal. You could be so much closer than you know right now to achieving your goal, whether it be the perfect relationship, spirituality, transforming your body, building a new career, or getting the opportunity for that new career that you've been working towards. Or it could be getting back your health. So many people that I work with right now and that I've seen over the years, literally, it's weeks away. Weeks away, that's it. It's continuing to push through, allowing the body to heal on its own time. You already know much of the time that you're on the right path. Continue to follow that path. Overcome the obstacles. Persevere. Stick with it on a daily basis. You can do that. Thank you so much for tuning into today's Motivation and Mindset Monday. Truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. If this show was helpful, please do feel free to pass it along to anyone else you believe it could serve. Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.